Let's bring in the director of the Independent Women's Law Center and former Trump White House attorney, May Mailman. May, it's great to have you on the show. I want to play one more soundbite from the former president regarding today's decision, and we'll hear from you.
You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that very well.
May, I know you're a supporter of the former president, but did you expect this to be the slam dunk that it was in the Supreme Court?
So I thought 9-0 or 8-1, Justice Sotomayor was the only justice at oral argument who I thought was maybe in play to support the Colorado Supreme Court's decision. And instead, you've got this 13-page ruling, very fast, very easy to read, that just says states cannot take federal officials off the election. That is a federal question. And anyone who's thought about the 14th Amendment at all, this would align with what you know. The 14th Amendment was meant to take away power from the states because the states had acted very badly and give that power to the federal government. So, of course, you're not going to give the power back to the states to decide who can be president. So this was a very common sense decision. I think it was right, and I'm glad it was 9-0 and not the potential 8-1.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you kind of look across the media landscape to kind of hear the reaction to this, because you had people over on The View, the far left View, even saying a lot of them were not surprised. But then you had others in the media, well, they were apocalyptic about this whole thing. We watch.
There are countless Americans out there who believe that the Supreme Court just bailed out Donald Trump here.
Not since Bush v. Gore have we seen a court that's had this many opportunities to interfere in the election.
The court today is not saying that Donald Trump is free of the charges of being an insurrectionist.
I think what we saw was a court where justices that behaved in a partisan manner.
Every honest attorney knew this was not going to fly with the Supreme Court, and yet you have all this just absolute outrage and surprise in the media.
Yeah, it is unforgivable that legal experts can go and parade and lie to the American people like this, because what it engenders is a lot of anxiety, and there is no rule of law, because I was told by my legal expert that actually Trump should be kicked off the ballot. And so when people see the Supreme Court do something that they're not expecting, they don't trust the Supreme Court. And if we can't trust the rule of law, if we can't trust the Supreme Court, we don't have a democracy. So what these legal experts are doing might invite them to dinner parties, but it's not doing our nation any favors.
Yeah, I don't know if Democrats have a plan C. I've got about 15 seconds left for you, May. But when you talk about them hoping that one of these legal cases was going to tie them up or put them behind bars, it's looking less and less like that. Is there a plan C, or you think that, this is actually going to be a one-on-one contest come November?
I think Plan C is replace Joe Biden with Michelle Obama and see if that'll work. Yeah. Because I don't think all of their Hail Marys so far have not landed. And so far as I can tell, that's the last one they've got remaining.
Yeah. May Mailman, great to see you as always. Thank you.
Thank you.